Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to my press conference. Just chilling down at Fairhaven down the Great Ocean Road, and then I thought probably should do my press conference. So I'm hot spotting off the phone. You might be able to hear the ocean at times. Shorty's just chilling out, but hopefully you guys had a good weekend, not only in SuperCoach but hopefully your footy team got up too. My side went okay. I was pretty pleased with that, 2,183. And any time, like I always say, any time you move up in the rankings is a good time, particularly when you're up in the top 1%. So I was really happy because, as I said last week, I think I'd had 3 minor dips in my rankings, only dropping away ever so slightly, but it was good to move back up. Now, I'll take a look at my side, and there was plenty to improve upon. I think it was a tough week for SuperCoach. There were a few injury-affected scores. There were a few premiums underperforming. Lloyd, Boak were a couple. Ross, Atkins were a couple of guys that had tough days as rookies, and a couple other bits and pieces. But starting with the backline, Led was solid as always. He's always reliable for a 3-figure score. Williams, 82. You take that in a struggling Giants side, and he did start off the ground for about 15 or so minutes, I think, in the third quarter with concussion, just going through the tests. Same with Stewart. To get 94 was outstanding because he missed about 20 minutes of the third quarter, so he would have turned up quite easily if he had have played a full game. Marty Hoare obviously kicked that crucial goal towards the end, pumped his score up, and again in the high 80s, scoring very nicely. And same with Dersma. He's consistently around that 60 mark. It's not amazing, but you take it. Sees him rise steadily in price. And Lockhart, after a sluggish start to his scoring, he's produced 2 good scores. And that's an example of using the loophole effectively. I had Answorth playing earlier in the day, saw the 49 and thought, no, I'm not taking that. And, went Lockhart, and it got me extra points. It didn't work in the midfield. I thought I'd see what Hayes did, and he scored 55, and I thought, nah, Atkins is coming off an 87. Dangerfield might be out. I think you could see some midfield time. And then he got injured in the second quarter. He played out the game, but he didn't do a thing. It was purely for rotation purposes and not overloading other players and having to just battle out there and ensure that the workloads were even for all players. So he did the team thing, but it didn't help my team in this instance. So that hurts. And, I can cop the poor score. It's more so just the absolute halt in his price that really hurts. Otherwise, the midfield was really good. Matty Crouch, what even went on there? I saw he wasn't in the best, but was he injury affected? That's a really surprising score. Gee, 54. Let's have a look. I'm guessing he was tagged. Oh, no, he wasn't. Okay. Far out. What happened to him? You guys are probably... See, this is why it helps to not always look in depth, or I would have been spewing about that. Let's see what's going on with him. So in actual fact, he's probably on the way to a very nice score. Optimistic he'll be fit after a big knock during the third quarter. Yeah, that's disappointing. That's annoying. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, that's frustrating, but otherwise really good. Neil was good, Cripps was good, Fife good as captain. Oliver was outstanding. If anyone traded him out, they would be kicking themselves. And Rockcliffe was back to a good score. Walsh was solid, but I think I'll be trading him out. And I mentioned Atkins. Grundy doing what he does. Goldstein, not the greatest, but just an okay score. Tim Kelly was enormous, absolutely enormous. Caleb Daniel, his lowest score of the season, but Dangerfield sort of slogged his way to 99. It wasn't pretty, but he did well. And then Heaney continues to struggle. He played a fair bit of midfield time, but he couldn't find the ball. Drew also finding it a bit difficult. Instead of field returned with a handy 67. Look, it could have been better. You know, Stewart, Williams, Atkins, Crouch all spent time out of their games. And if Dangerfield was a late withdrawal, I would have copped a 25 from Parker, which would have really hurt. So sometimes it rolls your way, sometimes it doesn't. I must say, over the weekend, I was just praying for a rise in the ranks because I was already thinking that with Atkins and a couple other things not going exactly to plan, I didn't even realise Crouch didn't play the full game. You know, I was hoping to just not lose ground again. So overall, pretty good. And Fife got off his suspension, so that's good. So basically, it's what you wish for all the time. You just hope that you have a full squad to choose from, no injuries, everyone gets up fully fit, and you can keep trading positively instead of sort of catching up. You know, you got to sort of patch this work up here or fill that hole there because he's out for a few weeks. So fingers crossed on Crouch. I'll have to see how he pulls up. And my trades, I think Walsh will go. And that's a classic sort of, it's an interesting one because he deserves to stay on the side, but he's just not going to make any more coin. He had his first drop in price. For example, in my team, he would be the last rookie to go. He's got the most scoring ability of a rookie, but it's a financial decision. He's not going to be in my team long term. So to get the most bang for his buck, he needs to go now. And McRae, back to really good scoring, still didn't reach his break even. So he would have dropped to probably 565 or something like that. Or 575. So I'll be able to get him for a touch under 140, 130-ish. And that should bring my total kitty back to 130. And then I'll just sort of assess, you know, whether I need to make a downgrade. It all started to come together over the weekend. It wasn't the greatest scoring week, but it really worked well for what I want to do over the next month. For example, I think Hoare to Lloyd is very doable in the coming weeks. I've just got to facilitate the right amount of coin. His break even, I'd imagine, is around 140, 150. There you go, 149. So I'm definitely going to be able to get him. Who am I lining up for Dersma? Well, I think Sicily would be my man there. And he would also, I would imagine, break even of around the 130 mark. 142. So they're coming down. And once Whitfield comes back, which he should this week, that would round out my back line. And McRae would give me 7 really good mids. Canelio's a guy I might be looking at in that 8th spot. And he's struggling a little bit. I feel like he's playing okay, but it's not always translating to really, really good scores. But and then Travis Boak, his break even would I reckon it'd be pushing 150. And I think I'd like to trade him for Drew soon. 154. So there you go. Kelly, Daniel, Dangerfield, Heaney, Boak potentially. And then I'm still not too sure. I mean, I would imagine David Mundy scored okay again. Probably around 100. I didn't see all the game, but high 90s maybe. 112. There you go, shit. So, yeah, he's certainly making the case. The only thing I'd say, when Connor Blakely comes back, how much does that affect him? Probably not too much. Jack Billings is sort of, he's been in great form, but it hasn't been amazing scoring. It's been solid scoring, but not amazing. You know, just solid. You know, I think he's reliable. Really reliable scores. And maybe for an F6, that's not too bad. I'm thinking a bit far down the track. But what will be able to be done is McRae in, and then I'll just assess the potential to downgrade some guys. Because Petrocelli, I reckon his break-even would be up above 60 by now. Oh no, it's only 48. So it's not crucial to move him on. He's probably not going anywhere, but he's probably not making anything, probably not losing anything. There's a temptation to get rid of Corbett, but I felt like Nick Larkey played alright. I wonder how he went. Yeah, pretty handy score there. Not that you're going to get him now, but it's food for thought. So yeah, I'll just have to assess the downgrade options. What's Dersma doing? What have we got lurking in the defensive stocks? Because even though I've aligned Dersma to Sicily, Lockhart will make some pretty steady progression over the next couple of weeks. I feel as if there's not a stack of options just yet. Nope, not yet. Slim pickings, ladies and gentlemen. Slim pickings. So, yeah, that would, unless someone's named that I really like, that would make that tricky. Yeah, I'll just have to think on it. But that's how my team went. Overall, I'm happy. And I hope you guys went well also. But I'll be back soon. And I'll preview the weekend coming up and let you know exactly what trades I'm doing. But until then, have a good week and I'll chat soon. Cheers.